Hey everybody, hello everybody, I'm Gavin and I am the British Bookworm. So today I'm doing a review on a book that I read possibly last year now. It's a very famous book which in the financial community, and one that I would recommend every single living person reads in the adult world, because it's to do with the one thing that our entire lives are controlled by: money. So it's only a thin book. It's a couple of a day's read at that, sporadic reading, maybe 3 or 4 days. But it's a book, a life-changing book for certain, for every person. So no matter who you are watching this video, if you're wanting to improve your financial situation, or you feel like you have a big lacking in your education of finances, then this little book is 100% a book that you should think about buying and reading. George S. Clawson, The Richest Man in Babylon. So it was written in the 1920s, and it's still and will always be applicable. Its thesis is extremely simple, and I'm not going to really go into too much on it, but because the pleasure of it is reading it. But the key to the power of this book is that it's written in parables, and they are done in a way that's fun to read but get a very significant lesson in money across that you will always remember, and anecdotal stories that are factual within the book. And it's based on, obviously it's based on Babylon and stories around that time. One thing that, so the reason why I bought this book, okay, is because we are taught about money in the educational system in the United Kingdom anyway. So we are taught about money in the United Kingdom, and I'm sure most countries probably will be the same. So you leave high school, either higher educational system or even academic universities, and you leave them with a background in education on many different subjects, and then obviously university more focused on a key area of education. But they leave the majority of educational systems, I think would be safe to say, leave the most important bit out: how to handle your money. So people from extremely successful, highly educated people who go into top tier jobs, to people who we call peasants, for lack of a better description in the UK, or working class people, who have grown up in a working class background, so they have much more against them to become wealthy. Whatever background you're from, it is my opinion that we should all be educated to a reasonable level about finances, because money does give you happiness, and not in the classical sense of what people try to encompass it in. But without a certain degree of money, you can't be happy, and you are permanently living and revolving around money. So the book is basically a set of lessons that, when you read these small chapters within, it goes into your brain and it makes you realise that saving up money is a good thing. Saving money up is an excellent thing to do, and it's something that every person should do to the means that they have available to them. It uses a 10% rule, so of all the money coming in, 10% should be put aside. That is the payment to you. So it discusses that, you pay your gas, your council, your car off, your bike on hire purchase, monthly payments to this, monthly payments to that. But do you pay yourself any money? So you're working daily, working hard hours at work, and then by the time you get your paycheck, by the time you get paid at the end of the month or each week, the majority of that money goes on pointless things, a lot of it, in all honesty. We buy things because we've been brainwashed by capitalistic marketing into believing we need things that we don't need. Although the book doesn't go necessarily into that, it does go into spending within your means, which it's one of those statements that you'll see on financial programs, documentaries. Your parents will have probably said this to you. You've probably said it to other people in discussing finances. And yet, it's one of those things that we don't do. So he recommends throughout the book, 10% of all your income should go to an account, a bank account, or saved up in some sense, so that for in the future, you know, within 10 years, you'll have a year's salary saved up, and then you could invest that into something else. What it does also teach you, and I'm kind of giving it away a little bit, but you obviously, these videos, I'm still sort of getting to grips with doing these videos, so you'll have to forgive me if some of them, I don't know if they'll still be on here, but at the time of you watching this, but some of them will be a bit babbly because I'm just basically freeloading. You know, I'm sort of improvising as I'm talking to you on the camera. But what I was going to say then, so this book is set in parables. It's set in parables that really you do remember, and I've read it once. I think that it's a book you should read like 5 times. That's how much I think it's a like it says, it's a masterclass. The book is a masterclass, and it's got superb reviews. But we are taught, I know, what was the other one? So save 10% up, and once you've saved up that money, you make the money work for you. And it uses as very cute examples in there, that is basically you make the money work for you, and not necessarily putting it in a bank account with good interest, for example, which is possibly impossible right now in today's climate in the world, but making those money, each pound, each dinero, each amount of money you have, work for you. So they're working while you're in bed and sleep. And that is one of the key things that us peasants, us working class people, or those who with less education in finance do not appreciate or understand. If you work in an hourly wage job where you're stuck in the rut, or you work or you don't get paid, if you work every hour, God send, but you don't get paid when you're not working, then you can only earn at any one time a set amount of money each week, because you only have so many hours every week. So it discusses building up an amount of money and then finding the best experts you can to help you decide where you're going to put the money that you may have saved up a year or 5 years. So then that money is not just sitting in a bank account depreciating, being, you know, the money in banks is now really questionable when you put money into banks now, unless it's massive amounts of money. Even if you put £1 million in a bank account, I think the interest rates are so low at the moment, it would be next to impossible to save any valuable amounts of money up. But it is a book that I would recommend to everybody, and I mean literally everybody. All the books I read, I tend to read books on areas that I'm passionate about, but there are some subjects I think every single person should study, and finance is definitely one of those areas without a question. Finances is a massively important subject, and we are purposefully, without going into a deeper conversation, we are purposefully mistaught or hardly taught anything in regards to money, because the higher classes wish us to not know. We have to become a self-educated individuals and a self-educated society, so we're all in a better position financially. There's an idea that to have money makes us evil, but the only way we can truly have a massive impact on life and the world and help other people out there is by being successful and having money ourselves. So books like this are literally books that if every human being practiced the life lessons within, the world without doubt would be a better place. So would I recommend it? Yes, I'm going to give it a fantastic 5 out of 5. It's a very quick read. It's a very, very easy read. The lessons within it are not mathematical. They are just basically told in story form. And you think to yourself, wow, wow. If you are in debt, buy this. If you are somebody who wishes to be wealthy, you must buy this. If you're somebody who wants the family to be better off, buy this. And pass on the knowledge and the information to your children, because this is one bit of information that everybody must know. And again, we live in a society that doesn't want to help each other or the people. So that's worth remembering about as you educate and build yourself up. Books like this build us up, and that's key. So from that, I'm going to say goodbye, have a good day. Get yourself reading this book so you can change your life and get out of debt and be more financially solvent. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I am not doing any commercials on this advert onto my channel. I hate, can you click on my channel and subscribe? I'm not doing none of this promotion, professional channel YouTube nonsense. I'm just basically doing book reviews. If the channel grows, the channel grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm really just more doing this as part of my own personal progress and development. And also it's highly motivating to put some content on the books that I'm reading and discuss what they say and the lessons therein. So there are other good books out there, but this is considered the masterclass book in economics. And they're just basically stories, like bedtime stories. So you have no reason to not buy it. And it's only a cheap, what was it? There's a price on there, £10. Less than that. It was about £5. So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed my book review on The Richest Man in Babylon. Do you want to be wealthy? See you later.